hear me because it's pretty loud. Well, it's loud in downtown Shambhala on Sunday night. And this will be the third of my introductory videos to my channel. And today I want to talk about something very important to me: drugs. And today is the Sunday night. It's the last full night of Shambhala, and it's the one time a year I try to have a spiritual experience using psychedelics. And it's something that I feel I need to document. I need to make public because just like the TED Talk where it talks about not being ashamed of hiding the fact that people smoke weed and getting people to come out of the closet, I feel people who use psychedelics to expand their consciousness need to also come out of the closet and to share with the world and to not hide it. So I like to do it at Shambhala because it's a very spiritual place here. So throughout the day I'll go through what I do on my yearly adventure. I plan on using some LSD tonight and some DMT. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Anchors tent where we have our drugs tested. The only festival in Canada or the world that I'm aware of that has an actual spectral fentanyl test detector. I don't expect to have any problems with what I have, but being forced to buy my substances through the underground markets means that you're not guaranteed the safety that you would if it was regulated and controlled. So let's go. We're gonna go down the Anchors tent and take a look at that. So we're here at the Anchors tent. They're gonna be they do all the testing. As you can see, they do a hell of a lot of things that are absolutely necessary at a festival like this. We all know about what the great success that the Portugal experiment has had, and it's absolutely necessary. Just making things illegal is never going to stop anyone from doing things, and that's why one of the things, just because DMT and LSD is illegal doesn't mean in any way that I intend to stop my pursuit of my spiritual expansion. So yeah, so we're gonna wait in line here, and we're gonna check out this Anchor tent. It looks like a bit of a line, but that's the way it has to be. They have a really good program here where they have a screen with they show you what people bring in to get tested, what they expect to have, and then they show the actual results of what's in there. Absolutely important, absolutely necessary. I highly recommend you check out anchors.bc.ca. Showing what they search for, what they can and cannot do for you.
It just says they can't tell you anything about anything they don't have. But there's not like a list. So this is a very good match for something strange.
Do you consent to biometric testing?
Yeah, I consent to everything. We love to do this. This is as much for education as anything else.
I'm really So I'm going to go ahead and have you take your tab.
Yep.
And you're going to pinch it aggressively flat. There we go. And then you're going to hold it over one of these circles, and I'm going to cut a little corner off. Do it a little bit. Nope. There we go.
Oh, shit. I didn't hold it aggressively. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Just pick it up and put it away. We just need that little corner.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drop the solution on here, right, like this. And I'm going to show you this chart. What we're looking for is for it to turn this purple color. If it doesn't react, that means it's negative. If it does react, that means that it's positive for an end all. Okay?
Awesome.
It might take a few minutes.
Awesome.
It does seem to be changing though. So I'm going to start working on the paperwork for the DMT.
It's my opinion that making things any of these drugs illegal is never going to solve the problem. If anything, it just puts it in the hands of violent people. I admit that I'm very controversial in what I'm about to say next, and that is that I think not only is decriminalization a good idea, but full legalization. I think if you want to do, for example, when I first wanted to do ecstasy, I've been a raver for a long time, going to a lot of concerts and stuff, but I'd never done ecstasy before. And I thought, you know what, I really want to check out this raver drug. So I had to go through a lot of hoops to make sure I got proper drugs, that I got it safely. What if I could go to my doctor and get a prescription, you know, where he can tell me, you know, like try to maybe advise against it or give me the things I really need to know. You know, when you go to a doctor, you get a prescription, you get that sheet of things that you're supposed to have, the things you're supposed to know about your drug. That would definitely, and then not only would I be able to be prepared so I don't dehydrate or overheat, but I'd also be sure that I'm getting the actual drugs I'm asking for and not have to go and just get it tested on my own, you know? And then you could have it so that you can get it at certain times a day, you know, when you can get an appointment for your doctor and not just at 3 in the morning on a call to a drug dealer. So these are very important things that I don't think anybody talks about enough. And just like in that TED Talk that I'm going to link, I think that people need to come out and not be ashamed of what they're doing. You know, it's risky. Never buy drugs with your crypto. You know, the blockchain is for life. The issues with civil asset forfeiture, you know, that's a very concern. But I'm not going to stop my personal pursuit of my spiritual consciousness expansion, I guess. So thank you. The next part will be my forgiveness meditation as I lead up to my consumption. So I talked to a friend when I came to Sham this year. I was talking to a guy who had done some ayahuasca trips in Peru, and I'm just doing the DMT. I'm not doing the actual full ayahuasca ceremony. But one of the things he said, they had ceremonies during the day of taking when they would take the drink. And one of the things they did was they did a forgiveness ceremony, or forgiveness meditation, I guess is what I'm about to do, where I just try to think of any people in my life that maybe have harmed me or done me wrong. And at the beginning I shared that little clip about drinking poison and expecting other people to die, and that this is the culmination of my year. It's middle of August, and you know, I don't want to carry on that negative energy into my next year. You know, like this is where my year resets or culminates is in this last night of Sham when I have my experience. Terence McKenna says he likes to do psychedelics, or used to say, rarely and in high doses. And so that's what I plan to do tonight, is rarely and in high doses. So my stuff tested clean, so I'm good to go. As I expected, but you know, it's still good to be safe, and it's still good to be sure, or as sure as one can be. So I'm gonna turn the camera off now. It's a little noisy in here, but you know, I can still meditate with the distractions. And I just planned on I already have some ideas in my mind, and I don't know if my spirit guides will give me some other ideas of some things that I need to let go of, and then I'll move into the love meditation. So thank you. So I'm in the Grove now. This is where I plan to partake in my DMT trip. One of these beautiful hammocks, trying to give a little bit of feel of weightlessness, I guess. Yeah, my forgiveness ceremony was really good. Some things came to my mind that I hadn't thought about at first, and that was really good. One of the biggest things that really came to me was self-forgiveness and forgiving myself for things I've done, mistakes I've made. You know, I think most of us can be pretty hard on ourselves. So yeah, so this is going to be my love ceremony. Ooh. This Grove is getting ready to go here pretty quick. Yeah. Talk to you soon. So I'm fresh off of Shambhala. I didn't end up recording the partaking because it was just a little too busy on a Sunday night, and once I started, I kind of just wanted to have the experience, which lasted over a couple days. Really, it was really amazing. I just realized that there's so much magic available to us if we just let it happen. You know, through meditation and through being connected to your higher self. But yeah, I just felt it was important that I share my own personal pursuits, that I stand up and say that I think my rights are being violated when I'm being denied access, if I were to be denied access to things that are for me to further my spirituality and my consciousness search. And you know, the whole war on drugs is ridiculous. I mean, I show you the article of the Portugal, you know, how great it's happened in 2001 since Portugal has done their you know, drug reform, and yet, you know, no other major countries have followed suit. I also, you know, talk about, I'll quote you a couple videos, maybe link some other videos of like Russell Brand and the guy who talked about Rat Park. That's a very great video on the ridiculousness, and that treating the people and getting people connected is the way to overcome addiction. There's another really good one by the BBC too, a few years ago, where they ranked the top 20 drugs used in the United Kingdom and rated them from 20 being not that harmful down to number 1. You know, what's horrible, and it's very controversial. Obviously, there's probably a lot of split decisions on that, but it's interesting. It's interesting to think about, especially when we consider the legality of certain substances. So yeah, don't buy drugs with crypto. You know, stay connected to your higher self, and you'll be led to the right people. I've met plenty of people that extract their own DMT and make their own changa and things like that. So, you know, I do not, nor do I recommend purchasing any drugs with your crypto. Yeah, so that'll be about it for my first few videos. And I want to spread love and certainty and faith, and I want to make sure that we realize that we can be connected, and that there doesn't have to be so much hate when talking about other crypto projects, or, you know, wishing down on like silver and gold. You know, that we're all in this together, and that we need to stay well connected and together. So yeah, that'll be it until next time. Thanks for watching. Do all the clicks. Please do all the clicks, and I'll catch you later. Namaste.
So it's an arms race, and it's an arms race that actually not only is Pyrrhic in that you can't really win, it's also against consumer protection, because you force people into darker and darker markets that can try, and they've tried to make drugs illegal and online gambling illegal. Do we still do them? Prostitution made illegal. Do we still do it? Human beings do what they want to do, not what the government tells them to do. And if enough people do it, like in the United States, marijuana is a great example. Just recently, all 50 states, it was illegal. Now over, I think, 28 states have medical marijuana, and my state, along with a few others, have it legal for recreational use. So for a long time, people were smoking pot, and eventually the momentum and the crowd got so strong that they're actually forcing dramatic changes to government policy. It was the same for gay marriage before that. So that's what happens when enough people get behind something and push hard enough. The government, no matter how corrupt or how evil, just can't hold them down forever, especially when the tools are very accessible, and especially when the tools become very pervasive and they have a financial incentive to follow the tools in a particular direction. The model just has to change.